Okay, thank you so much for joining me today and sitting down to chat. I suppose we should start right to the beginning. How did your love of being on stage begin?
I've always been a singer. I think my mum said that my first words were singing. It's honestly, I think her exact words actually were, "You came out screaming and you never stopped." Um, so yeah,
Mm,
I've always loved doing it, but it was always something I did kind of like not in secret, but I never did anything with
mm.
it. I didn't go to any like stage schools or performance schools or anything as a kid or anything like that. But I was a big Steps fan.
Okay.
Um, Huge Steps fan. Claire was my world.
Mm,
And I used to love how she sang. So
mm,
I think I was 6 or 7 when Steps were a thing,
mm.
and I was completely obsessed. And I used to sing all the songs and want to be Claire, and always dressed up as Claire. And yeah, I think maybe when I was around 11 or 12, my
Mm,
sister brought the Stripped album home. So
mm.
kind of knew about Christina and stuff, but back then we had like one or two music channels, if that, and I
Yeah.
wasn't really allowed to watch them. Um, so I kind of knew of her, but it wasn't how it is now. Like social media wasn't a thing
Yeah.
and stuff. So I just remember hearing my sister play Beautiful on repeat, like over and over and over again. I was like,
Mm.
what is this? Oh my goodness. What is this? And I was like, I have to learn how to do that. I need to know how to do that. And this obsession began there really.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's
that's how it
quite a
started.
yeah, it's quite a big like vocal difference between Steps and Christina.
Say that, but the power is there. Like
Yeah.
Claire's voice is sort of is massive, but Christina's range is even greater. So I always
Mm,
say that Christina taught me how to sing,
mm,
um, because I would push to try and reach those notes in the same way,
mm.
with the same power behind them as she does. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And obviously you said that you weren't performing, you weren't on the stage as much, but you just loved singing. So what
Yeah.
made you take that leap to actually go on stage even before the Christina obsession? What made you want to take to the stage and perform?
I always wanted to be a pop star
Mm,
like Christina was and Britney and I was like that was just like goals for me.
mm,
But my life just took a different turn. It's never something that I did until I went to college and
mm.
studied musical theatre because I
Okay.
thought, well, this is a chance for me to,
Mm,
get better at dancing and like I've always quite liked acting, like performing and stuff and sort of making up dance routines. So yeah, let's try that. I didn't have a massive interest in musical
okay.
theatre, and that actually changed completely when I started that
Mm,
course. And now, I have friends still 17, 18 years later from that course,
mm,
and it grew my confidence. So that's
mm,
probably where it started. And I did a few things in bands here, there, and everywhere, but my confidence wasn't really there.
mm.
It was something that I kind of kept to myself
Yeah.
and would occasionally like write little bits of music for myself with like friends here and there, but never go out to
Mm,
perform it. I never thought it was going to be good enough to do that. And then yeah, one day in 2022, I think I saw StarStruck on the
mm.
telly. And there was a local woman to me called Rachel Hunt. She actually won it as Cher the
Yeah.
first se season. And I'd never seen the show, heard of the show. It was obviously the first time it had been on. And every week I was watching sort of through my fingers. Like, if someone is Christina, I'm going to cry. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. Like, oh my goodness. And that season, there wasn't
Mm,
a Christina. There was a, if you want to apply for next season,
yeah.
apply.
Wow.
So I did.
Yeah.
Um, I did, and I thought, oh God, this isn't going to happen, sort of thing. And a few auditions later, I
Yeah.
was on it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we're obviously going to
absolutely
go
right.
into the show a little bit more later. But where did you start noticing sort of the similarities between you and Christina? Why did you take that decision to go, we are similar in these ways. I'm going to do a tribute
I
act.
think the tribute act came after Starstruck.
Okay.
Um, that's what made that happen. But I first started noticing similarities when people would say, like, "Oh my God, that sounded just like her." People would say, "Oh, you really sound her like this." And then one of my lecturers in college, when we had like projects that we had to do, occasionally we do different things from different eras, and we had to make a musical theatre scene out of a pop
Mm,
song. She actually said, "I think you should do Ain't No Other Man,"
mm.
and I was,
Yeah.
"What?" Like, I can't sing that. Are you joking? And she was like, you can sing that. And I was like, no, I can't sing that. I couldn't possibly. Oh my goodness, no. And I did, and it
Mm,
was like, oh, something's come out here.
yeah.
So yeah. People say, oh, how do you sound so close
Mm,
to what do you do? And it's an odd one because I think that a lot of people can sing Christina songs, probably technically better than I can, and
mm,
at points probably better and more technically correct than she can. Because the range and the power is
mm,
there. But I think I'm very, very lucky that I have a similar tone to
mm.
her naturally anyway. And that's allowed me to, because I listen to everything that
Yeah.
she does over and over and over and over again. And just because I enjoy it
Yeah.
and that I've learned to manipulate my voice in a way that I can sound more like her.
Yeah.
But without that tone being there naturally, I think
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Mm.
as close as it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Totally. So obviously you've spoken about how you started with musical theatre, started spotting those similarities between you and Christina. But obviously you're a very talented vocalist, naturally,
Thank
as
you.
you said, without training. So what do you perform as yourself or is it just as Christina?
I used to a little bit.
Hmm.
And like I do occasionally just for fun,
Yeah.
write a little bit of music or do collaborations with friends. Just did a Christmas song with a friend. And it's great and I love doing that and I love being creative. But this the music industry now is not what it was when I
Mm.
was growing up,
Totally.
wanting to be in. And like these days, like I think the last powerhouse singer that was allowed to do what she wanted was probably Adele.
Mm.
I don't you're allowed to come out and sing abrasively
Mm.
or sort of, soulfully or if unless it's like got a TikTok following or you've already
Yeah.
got a fan base or you just want to be a one-hit wonder like there's no career there and I wouldn't get to stand on the stages that I get to stand on in front of the audiences and meet the people that I meet
Mm.
doing my own thing. This sort of feeds my soul because it is still my own thing.
Yeah.
I'm not Christine. I am embodying her and I'm singing her songs to as closely
Mm.
to the way she does as possible, but it's still my spin on it, you know? The
Yeah.
arrangements that I put together are, well, actually, I love what you do, Christina. You can't step a foot wrong. But for me, I'm going to change this because I would like my guitarist to have a solo, or I
Mm.
would like my dancers to have a moment, or my backing vocalist to have a moment. Like, because I'm in this, I've got this band now, and there's seven of us,
Mm.
and they're all unreal in their own rights.
Mm.
And I'm like, this is a collaboration of a bunch of musicians who are all super talented, celebrating music that deserves to be played as best as we can.
Hmm.
So that's what I love doing.
Mm.
About I think probably on a tangent there. Sorry, I do that.
No,
I'm about
it's all right. So obviously, since you've started doing the tribute to Christina, have you heard from Christina herself? Has she seen any of your shows, messaged you, anything like that?
this is a funny one. So I started doing it in May 2023.
Hmm.
And I went to Vegas to see her show in March 24. In that time, she hadn't reached out or anything, but her team or
Hmm.
members of her do watch my stories on occasion, and they
Oh.
don't. Um, yeah, so that's the thing. And also, my website tells me where my visitors come from,
Uh,
and doesn't tell me exactly where, it just says
yeah,
roughly where.
the general location.
And you know, Vegas came
Hmm.
up when she was, and Paris came up recently, and I'm pretty sure that her stylist is playing with me at this point because I copy most of her looks,
Mm.
and the most recent, the Portola, with the chain link chaps. It's driving me insane. It's happening, but it's
Mm.
taking me an age and I'm running out of time. But I will get. But anyway,
Mm.
so there's been no conversation, but I did the meet and greet with her. You
Mm.
get in it to
Yeah.
to speak with her. I don't know if you've ever done one, but yeah, they're very, very quick. And in that moment, I was like, well, I'm so new to this that at the moment, if she doesn't know or she hasn't seen me, I'm not ready for her to know. I feel
Yeah.
like the show needs to get better. I can do more. I just need like more time, more investment, more experience. So I'm here as a fan and
Mm.
I'm going. fan. And I sort of said to her, I have a tattoo of you. I'm not supposed to ask you to sign anything, but please can you sign it so I can go and get it tattooed? And she was like, "Oh, okay, absolutely." So she did, and she loved it. I went and got it tattooed on the strip, and I was sat right on the runway in Voltaire, had a really good seat,
Mm.
and she wouldn't leave me alone. Actually, it was really really cute. She kept sort of grabbing my hand. She came over for a little selfie video.
Oh.
She held my hand loads. She sang directly to me. So yeah, I was just screaming. But yes, she hasn't reached out to me yet.
Yet.
Um,
Mhm.
but I am certain she knows who I am because that same day at the meet and greet, before the show, her makeup artist, one of them, was behind the cameras at the back. And I looked at him and I was like, I know who you are. And he went, and I was just like,
Um.
I was just like, what? Like, so, and I think that maybe a conversation was had after that,
Hmm.
which is why she came over to me so much more in the
Ah.
show. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But yeah, it happened.
Hmm.
It
So I'm
will
gonna.
happen. It happened.
Yeah, it has to. Obviously, I'm gonna travel back chronologically a few years, and you obviously mentioned Starstruck. What made you? I know you said you just saw an application and put your name in, but what made you want to take part? What made you want to showcase yourself on such a big stage?
It wasn't really about the stage. I didn't
Okay.
think that far ahead when I applied for it. It was more, I know I can do this
Hmm.
and I can't not try because I know how much I would put into it and I know how she moves. I know every run, every riff. I know
Yeah.
I know everything about her. And I was like, I have to give it a go. And I thought I'll apply, and if I don't get it, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But actually made quite a few friends on the show, including some of the producers, and they told me that after the show was over, one of them said to me, I won't tell who it was, don't want to get her in trouble,
Yeah.
but she said the minute we got your video, we were like, she's in, and they
Mm.
built a team around me because they were
Wow.
like, well, she's. I was what the show was trying to do. I was a
Yeah.
super fan, never sung before professionally, who wanted to transform into their idol for a night. And they ask you all the way along the process, is there anybody else that you might want to be? Like if this team doesn't come together. And
Mm.
I was like, no, I'm not here to be on TV and sing.
Yeah.
I'm here to be,
Yeah.
I want the over. I want to be Christina for a night, like Cinderella me up. That's what I
Mm.
want. And the whole way through. And that apparently I had to go through 8 auditions, and apparently I
Oh.
didn't had to, but I was in and I had
Yeah.
no idea and I was terrified. So it
So not only
was
was
all.
it sort of broadcasted everywhere, but the
Mhm.
judges included Adam
Oh
Lambert,
my
Shania
God.
Twain, Beverly Knight, Jason Manford.
Just a few people that can slightly sing, don't worry. Yeah. Singing
So
in
when
front of
did,
Adam Lambert.
yeah, I
Ooh,
know. So in what
wild.
part of the process did you learn about the stars that were on the judging panel?
Well, we knew who the judges were in the first season, but it wasn't Shania Twain. It was, I can't actually remember. I think it was Sheridan Smith in the first
Okay,
season.
still in.
And Shania Twain, yeah, replaced her
Mm,
season two. So when we heard probably about 2 weeks before we filmed the episode, because there was
whoa.
about a month of like, rehearsals and stuff. About 2 weeks before that. Oh, by the way, your judge will be Shania Twain. It's like, I'm sorry.
What?
I was like, I've just got like settled with
Mm.
singing Adam Lambert, but now you're just a casual Shania Twain. Okay, fine. And the worst thing is, well, it was fine in the end, but obviously it's TV, so
Mm.
it's sing live. Nothing
Yeah,
was
yeah,
mimed, nothing like that. But it's obviously not as quick as it
yeah,
looks.
totally.
And I started the song, which meant I had to start on the stage. The other two, one came out the audience, one came out the floor, for their parts, but I
Mm.
started. I had the first bit, which meant I had to stand on the stage directly in front of all four judges for about 15 minutes
Whoa.
before. And the music, because it just went da 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 da, voila, like
Yeah.
it was really quick. I had to wait and listen for it in my ear, and I didn't know when it was coming on, and I'm just stood there like absolutely terrified. For the first, I'd say 5 minutes, my heart was in my throat, and I was
Yeah.
like, if this comes on now, I'm not going to be able to sing like at all. It was also like a perspex floor, really slippery, and I had like stiletto heels on, and I thought if I move, like, this could be
Yeah.
disastrous. But after about 5 minutes, I calmed
Yeah.
down and was like, actually, do you know what, Beth? Just do it. Like this
Mm.
is so. There were 300 people in the room. I had friends and family in the audience as
Yeah.
well, which I could hear and see. So that was cool. And
Mm.
yeah, after about 5 minutes, I was like, "Can we close up?" Like, I calmed down, and then it was fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, Adam Lambert's just kind of sat there like,
Not a bad first gig.
no. But then at the same time, I sort of had enough time to look at them and go, do you know what? They're just people,
Yeah.
you know. And also, he's been on a stage like this.
Mhm.
Like he gets it. He's the one I'm most scared about because I love him.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, and absolutely rate him as a vocalist. So I was just like, and I'm doing Christina, and he's a big Christina fan, so I was really terrified. But yeah, it's the time
Mm.
actually helped me to go, okay, they're just human beings, they're fine.
Mm.
Like they want you to do well, but no one wants you to do awfully.
Yeah,
So yeah,
totally. So
wild.
obviously you've talked about that performance, but what was the experience of the whole show like? What was it like being on TV, doing something you've never done before?
Um, really good actually. They made a really big effort to make sure that everybody was okay and looked after, and you get put into teams as well. That was kind of the premise of the show. So we had
Right.
like a team of three, and we got really close
Mm.
over all the auditions and everything, and learned about each other. And both of the girls on my team were professional tribute acts to other people.
Oh.
One of them does Jessie J, Whitney Houston, Adele. The other one does Adele, and they both applied to be Adele,
Mm.
but ended up being Christina. Um, and these girls are big
Mm.
voices, and they are like so used to being in front of people and performing, and they had all their gestures down, and they were like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this, and I was just like, like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never sat in a room with a musical director. I've never been
Mm.
asked what key I sing things in. I don't know, like what original one, like I don't know.
Mm.
So everyone was really friendly, and everybody on the music team was really kind, and I didn't at any point feel like
Mm.
it felt like an amateur, but I wasn't treated like one. I was
Yeah,
treated
totally.
really, really well. And there was so much work. There were welfare calls afterwards. How was
Oh wow.
today? Anything that we can do to make you more
Yeah.
comfortable. I was always just like, no, it's like being on holiday. It's fabulous. And they were distanced
Mm.
around. I think the first audition, or I sent the application like the February.
Mm.
The first audition was a Teams call where I had to sing a cappella in my front room on a laptop, which was so
Yeah, I
uncomfortable.
can imagine.
Um, like, and you had to stand like your face in a box as well, so it was just like not flattering, awful. It was just to make sure that you were doing it
Yeah.
basically. And that was in April, and then the first audition was May, and then there was one in June, then there was one in Manchester in July, and then we filmed in September
Wow.
in London. So
Mm.
it was a really fun experience. It was on this like schedule, and there was the makeover day was amazing.
Mm.
Um, the tan they put on me was sensational. It was I've never had a tan that good ever
Mm.
since. They did my nails. I had black hair, Christina, so I had a wig. Because they wanted the transformation to be like
Yes. Yeah.
mega. And one of the other girls had black hair, so they made her blonde.
Mm.
So yeah, and
Oh.
it was amazing because that outfit that I had was from the Stripped in the UK tour that she did.
Mm.
She had the black hair, and that's the first DVD I got of Christina shortly after I discovered the album.
Mm.
It was a present, and I dyed my hair black. I wore so much blusher all the time, touched my
Mm.
eyebrows into nothing. I wanted to be her so much, so it was a real full circle
Mm.
moment when they said, "Oh, this is the Christina you're going to be." I was like, "Yes," like
Yes.
this is amazing. Um, yeah, it was good fun,
Mm.
really, really good fun. It was great actually, and it seems like so long ago.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
and when I watched the performance back, I'm happy because I'm like
Mm.
I've never done that before, and I'm really proud of myself. But I cringe a little bit as well because I'm like, I do that so better now. Like
Yeah.
so much better now, and like I was just a bit like "Grr," a bit too throaty with
Mm.
it. But
Mm.
still, I will never be embarrassed about it because it got
Mm.
me doing what I'm doing. So
Obviously, you
yeah.
said it there. Obviously, it was sort of a launch pad. So, how do you think it's helped you and your career and your life as a performer?
Well, it's the reason I'm doing it.
Mm,
The people I met, and just the fact that I was on the show made me go, maybe I should, I didn't really know much about tribute acts. I didn't know there was
mm,
quite the sort of appetite for it. But there are huge festivals all over the
yeah,
place that are tribute festivals. I had no idea, I was under a rock. I don't know where I was, but
yeah.
people are like, you should try this. You should give this a go because there's no one out there doing Christina anywhere near as well as you could do it.
Mm,
And I was like, well, you know what? I've got no idea about it, but under the guidance of the girls I met and other people I met on the show and just doing my own research, I thought, I'll just see what happens.
mm.
And then I got Portsmouth Pride, which was my first gig, a few months after it aired, and it was 20,000 people.
Whoa.
I had no idea. I had never done a Pride, I'd never done a festival, I'd never been on a stage like that ever. I think the biggest audience I'd performed to would have been at StarStruck before
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
So I didn't I just sort of stepped out on stage and I was like, what? And it was only a 30-minute set and I was out of breath in song two. And I was looking at my dancers like, like I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So yeah, it's
Mm.
crazy.
Wow.
But that was it got me the show, it got
Mm.
me that the show. And then after that, someone else from another Pride was at that show, booked me for their Pride later in the year, and
Ah.
the
Mm.
word started. And it's Starstruck doesn't even really get mentioned now, not
Yeah.
because I don't mention it, but because it's just the very beginning of my journey, and
Yeah.
now it's this whole thing, we've got merch now. It's insane. Like I don't even know. It's just like I'm on the
Mm.
radio sometimes. I've got people saying, "Oh, will you do this celebrity's birthday party?" And I'm like, "No, what? No." You know, and it's a
Yeah.
pinch me moment of time, to be
Mm.
honest. Some
Mm.
people ask for my autograph. I'm like, "Do you want me to sign my name?"
Yeah.
Like, I find it very confusing. I'm like, "Do you want me to write Beth?" Like, is that I'm not her, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, it's crazy. But and
Mm.
there's still so many things I want to do. Like, I'm not even started yet.
Yeah,
I'm
totally. Fabulous.
really
Mm. So I want to throw maybe a hypothetical at you to start with. So say tomorrow Christina drops a new song and you're like, right, this is it. I want to do this one. How do you build your performances? Is it vocals first? Do you think of the costume, the outfits, the dancers? How does a XTina performance come together?
like a set list.
Yeah, well, as in performances wise, do you obviously because you're the vocalist, do you go in the vocals first? Do you think this is what
Oh,
it
I
looked
mean,
like?
I would know the song straight away.
Okay.
Um, but the first thing I would do is go, yeah, that's going in the set.
Hmm.
Or and I'd make sure I knew it. I'd maybe look at other potential arrangements or how can I shorten it or
Mm,
something because so many songs that usually it's a max of about an hour
mm.
uh, that you get. So doing all of the classic songs and throwing in new ones is really hard to do.
Okay.
So I'd look at where I can maybe drop a second verse or something like
Yeah.
that, or
Ah.
just do a section or something like that. So I'd establish that first. Then I'd cut the music and I'd send it to my dancers and say, this is the vibe I'm going for. Can you do me some choreography this kind
Oh.
of
Mm,
way or whatever? And then once we've got a vibe, we work out where it will go in the set because there's Christina's got sections
mm.
where her music is so eclectic and there's so many different genres within her shows that new songs you know where they're going to fit in, so
Mm,
you've got like we call it the showgirl section, which is Lady Marmalade, all the burlesque songs,
mhm.
At Last sometimes. And then you've got the core Christina, Can't Hold Us Down, Dirty Fighty, Dirty Fighter Beautiful.
Mhm.
Um, got the Bionic section, which is the Pride section that we generally call. So you've
Mm.
got stuff you wouldn't really put in shows unless they're a big Pride or a big Christina
Yeah.
fan. So yeah, normally we just work out where it goes and then the costuming slots in with
Mm.
whatever section of the show
Ah.
it's gonna go into. Yeah.
Hmm. Fantastic. So obviously talking about performances, and I know we talked about this off camera. Obviously, a little while ago you did a performance at Cardiff Theatre Cafe. So what was it like getting that call first, getting the message of they wanted you there? What was that sort of your reaction to that?
That was pretty amazing because I didn't know we're way down south,
Mm.
so I don't still learning about venues and different places and things like that. So I think it was Nathan that reached out to me
Hmm.
and first of all, absolute gem of a human being,
Yes.
love.
Hmm.
Um,
Absolute
yeah,
icon.
so an absolute icon. And how talented is he, by the
I
way?
know, don't, because we were
Right?
talking about this for hours. Just like, what?
Right? Gave me a book of his pop art while I was there that he'd signed me, and I was like, "Sorry, you what?" Like I had no idea. And then I went down a wormhole, and yeah,
Hmm.
hours thing. Like I was like, "You dark horse, you've met 100 million famous people. What is going on?" Um, But yeah, so that was pretty cool. And I had no idea what to expect really because like I could see a few pictures and stuff, but
Mm,
no one that I really knew had performed there like
mm,
recently, so I didn't have anyone I could ask. And I was like, well, do you know what? I'm gonna do it because I'm not snobby with my shows. I don't if people are Christina fans and
mm.
they like what I do, I will go and I will do it
Yeah.
because that's what matters to me.
Mm,
And we had the best
we
time.
did.
Um, it was so much fun. Like the room was literally just full of love, full
Hmm.
of people that appreciate the music, and also the acoustics were amazing. Um, and I got to play in the church next door as well. That was really fun.
Oh,
Enjoyed that
amazing.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did a bit of Lady Marmalade
Mm,
in the big empty church. That was good fun.
mm. So obviously you
So
talked
yeah.
about putting your sort of routines and sets together. So when it's a new
Mhm.
venue that you've not been to before and you don't know a lot about, how did you select the songs for that performance in particular?
That's a good question. I think there's core Christina
Hmm.
sets that we do, and we deviate from that based on information that may have been given to me at the time of the booking. So if it
Yeah.
had been a birthday or something, I would have said, are there any songs in particular that
Mm,
you would want me to do? So without that, you kind of have a good feel for it. And then looking at the stage and
hmm.
all the props that they have, immediately I knew that this was going to be a showgirl heavy set because I was just
Yeah.
like, this is giving
Hmm.
like what's that back to basics? This is giving burlesque. It's,
Yes.
the red curtains and everything. So I was like, well, I'm gonna wear the express outfit. That's absolutely gonna happen. There's no way I'm not doing that.
Mm,
So yeah, that it kind of goes in, it
mm.
starts in that sort of thing.
Ah.
I knew it wasn't going to be a bionic show, so there wasn't going to be any vanities or anything
Yeah.
like that in there. It
Ah.
wasn't going to be the right word for it, but it was a big vocal
Mm.
opportunity. So
Yeah.
I did all the big ones.
Mm. And obviously it was, despite being like an incredible vocal showcase, someone who was in the audience at the time, it was just like a party. It was just pure like everyone was having fun, up dancing, you doing
Yeah.
your thing. It was just such a an electric atmosphere to be a part of.
That's what we want. We want it to be high energy, and it
Mm,
can be difficult sometimes with the Christina set, depending on where we are. But sometimes it's difficult because there are ballads,
hmm.
and finding where to put those in because you can't not do them as a
Hmm.
Christina tribute. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see some ballads. So I try and keep them to the ones that I really, really need to do.
Hmm.
But if it was, a 2 45-minute set, for example, there'd be a lot more in there.
Yeah.
But sometimes I can actually pull the energy down a little bit.
Mm,
And so sometimes I try and say to people like, look, it's your gig. You can have what you want. Whatever you want me to do, I will do it. But I'm telling you, you should have an
mm.
hour. Like one show straight through because it will be energy, ballads, energy, energy, any party. Like it will just
Yeah.
get bigger and bigger. And that's the way that we've curated the show so that it works like that. And
Mm,
I'm really pleased you said that because a lot does go into the
mm.
order of things to make sure that it doesn't feel too like bitty and static, like we're not going from Candyman to Hurt.
Yeah.
We're building it up and making it sort of, oh, I know this one. Oh, I'm not sure about this one. Oh, but I know that one,
Yeah.
like, and keeping the
Mm.
energy going. So yeah, that's really good to know. Thank you. Because yeah,
Right. So
dancers, I love that.
we are coming to the end of my questions, but I do have a couple more. So where can people stay up to date with you and see all the wonderful things you're doing?
The best place that I'm best up keeping updated with is Instagram, which
Hmm.
is all my handles are XTina Tribute UK, all social media platforms,
Hmm.
or my website, which is ChristinaAguileraTribute.co.uk. And I list all my public gigs on there.
Mm. And what have you got coming up that people can look forward to? I know you've got the Clash of the Divas soon, but what other
Yeah.
events and where can people find you?
That is actually it for public shows this year.
Hmm. Okay.
And then at the moment, this is a really funny time of year because there's
Yes.
bookings, but I'm not allowed to say anything
Yes,
because
totally.
they're not announced. But I've got quite a few band shows booked
Hmm.
already for next year, including I'm in Dover in April. I'm at Rock the Moat. tribute festival with the full band, which is going to
Wow.
be insane.
Hmm.
That's in July. And yeah, all of those are listed on my website. But next
Yeah.
one is Clash of the Divas with Absolute Britney, and I'm very excited about that one.
Looks
But,
fantastic. So yeah,
great.
it's luck.
Yeah, really.
Fabulous. My final question is, what advice do you have for young performers looking to do what you do?
I mean, if it feels like nothing else that you start having an interest in or any other hobbies that you do outside of performing or singing, whatever it is, if you always feel happiest doing that, just keep doing it.
Yeah,
Just
fantastic.
just keep doing it because nothing will ever make me feel happier or more like myself. Ironically, doing a Christmas tribute makes me feel the most myself I've ever
Hmm.
felt.
Wow.
And it's at the people around me. People come into your light when you are doing something that means
Yeah.
you something to you, and people want to help you. So yeah, I would just keep doing it.
Fantastic. So I started by saying it, but I'll end the same way. Thank you so much for taking the time out to sit down and chat with me.
Lovely. It's
Um,
been really lovely chatting to you.
I will put all the links in the comments below so people can follow you and stay up to date with all the wonderful things you're doing. But obviously, I wish you the best of luck and Merry Christmas.
Yes, and a happy new
Speak to you soon.
Bye.